My name is Lisa. I am 33 years old. I work in a hospital as a nurse. My job is to help sick people. I work long hours every day, sometimes at night. Even though my job is hard, I love it because I like helping people. Before last year, I was alone. I had no boyfriend, and I lived by myself. I worked a lot, and I was always tired. After work, I often visited my mother. She lives in a small village. She is old, so I help her when I can. My life was simple and quiet. One day, a new doctor started working at the hospital. His name was David. He was 31 years old, 2 years younger than me. He was tall, had brown hair, blue eyes, and a kind smile. Everyone liked him because he was friendly. At first, I thought David would not notice me. I was not very slim, and I looked like an ordinary woman. I didn't wear fancy clothes or have long, beautiful hair. But David started talking to me. He was always kind and asked how I was. He smiled at me every day. I was surprised and happy. One day, David offered to give me a ride home. I said yes. In the car, we talked about work, our families, and life. After that, he often drove me home. Sometimes, he brought me coffee at work, and we had lunch together. I liked him more and more. One weekend, he asked me to watch a movie with him. We had a day off, so I said yes. After the movie, we walked and talked for hours. I thought maybe David liked me as much as I liked him. But a few days later, he told me something shocking. "Lisa, I need to tell you something," he said. "I am married." I was in shock. He never talked about his wife, and he didn't wear a ring. He told me his wife's name was Emily, and they had been married for 5 years. They had no children. David said he was not happy in his marriage. He and Emily were different. They didn't spend much time together. He said he liked being with me because I made him happy. I felt confused. I liked David, but I didn't want to hurt anyone. I started thinking a lot. Why did he like me if he already had a wife? His wife was probably beautiful. I didn't understand. A few days later, I went to the supermarket. While shopping, I heard a voice. It was David. He was talking to a woman. I saw them before they saw me. The woman was beautiful, tall, and elegant. She looked like a model. She smiled and laughed with him. I felt very sad. They looked happy together. I quickly left the supermarket. I thought a lot that night. Why was David spending time with me if he was happy with his wife? The next day at work, I didn't want to see him, but I knew I had to talk to him. "David, we need to talk," I said. "What's wrong?" he asked. "I saw you at the supermarket with your wife. You looked happy. I don't understand why you are spending time with me. If you are happy with her." David looked sad. "Lisa, I am not happy," he said. "With you, I can be myself. You make me feel alive." I liked David, but I didn't want to be the reason his marriage ended. I needed time to think. I talked to my best friend, Mia. She said, "Lisa, you deserve someone who can be with you completely. Don't settle for less." She was right. A week later, David called and asked to meet. I knew I had to be honest with him. "David, I care about you, but I can't do this," I said. "If you are unhappy, you should talk to your wife. But I can't be the other woman." David looked sad, but understood. "I just want you to be happy," he said. We said goodbye. I felt both sad and strong. It was not easy, but I knew I made the right choice. After that, I dedicated myself to my work and spent more time with friends. Slowly, life felt normal again. One afternoon, as I walked in the park, I heard someone call my name. "Lisa," a familiar voice said. I turned and saw Jake, an old friend from college. "Jake, what a surprise," I said, smiling. We had coffee and talked about life. Jake had moved back to the city for work. He was a teacher and loved his job. We started meeting more often. Jake was different from David. He was honest, kind, and made me feel happy. After some time, I realized I didn't miss David anymore. Jake and I spent a lot of time together. We went for walks, watched movies, and talked for hours. He made me feel special. One day, after almost a year together, I decided to surprise Jake at his favorite cafe. But when I arrived, I saw him sitting with a woman. She was beautiful, tall, and smiling. They looked happy. My heart sank. Who was she? Was she his girlfriend? I didn't know what to do. I left the cafe quickly. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The next day, Jake called. "Lisa, do you want to go for a walk?" he asked. I agreed. I needed to ask him about the woman. During our walk, I stopped and asked, "Jake, I saw you at the cafe yesterday. You were with a woman. Who is she?" Jake looked surprised. "You saw me?" "Yes," I said quietly. Jake was silent for a moment. My heart raced. Was he hiding something? Then he laughed softly. "Lisa, that was my cousin, Emma. She just moved here. I was helping her feel at home." "Your cousin?" I asked, feeling embarrassed. "Yes," he said. "I didn't mention it because it wasn't important." I sighed in relief. "I'm sorry, Jake." I thought. Jake smiled and held my hand. "Lisa, you don't have to worry. You are the only one for me." I felt happy. Jake was honest with me, and I knew I could trust him. One evening, during dinner, Jake asked about my past. I hesitated, but decided to tell him about David. "I was seeing someone before we met," I said. "He was married. It was complicated, but I chose to walk away." Jake listened carefully. Then he took my hand and said, "I'm glad you told me. I want us to be honest with each other." "Thank you, Jake. I want that too," I said. From that moment, I knew I had found someone I could truly trust. One day, while walking in the park, Jake stopped and looked at me seriously. "Lisa, I have something to ask you," he said. "What is it?" I asked. "I know we've only been together for a year, but I can't imagine life without you. Lisa, will you marry me?" I was shocked but happy. "Yes," I said, with tears in my eyes. Jake smiled and put the ring on my finger. I never thought I would find true love after David, but now I was engaged to someone who truly cared for me. Life is full of surprises, but sometimes difficult moments lead us to something better. And now With Jake by my side, I was ready for a new beginning.